Jen, what have you seen out of some of the other linebackers other than you and Dale? What have you seen out of some of the other guys?
Well, it's been a lot of competition. You know, a lot of guys in the room have been there for 2-3 years, and I can really tell like this, the whole confidence and the way they're playing. The game looks like it's slowing down to a lot of them, and they're able to make plays and they're able to talk football like a veteran, like a veteran should. And you know, it's been fun being in that room and being able to talk as much football as we can without having to teach as much basic stuff.
Jalen, what have been your early impressions of the two freshmen, Daniel and Jaquain?
They've both been doing really good. You know, Blakely, he's really smart. He's from his high school that he comes from. They do a lot there. And, his knowledge when he came in it surprised me. Just teaching him things, and he would already know a lot of stuff I was teaching him. And Patulli's the same way. He's a smart kid. He's really athletic. It's kind of different from the rest of the linebackers. Those two are probably the biggest two linebackers we had. And it's kind of weird because they're the youngest, but they definitely work, and they're eager to get out there and make plays. I'm impressed by what they've been able to provide.
Jalen, you guys worked a lot on speed and explosion this summer. Just how much faster do you feel, and how much quicker can you tell your team is right now?
Yeah, I think athleticism all over the field has been crazy. Even with the freshmen we just got here, I just think the team speed and the overall athleticism with the D-line has been really impressive too. I think Barnett has actually gotten a lot quicker, and it's been exciting to watch him.
Jalen, can you give a percentage on where you are health-wise right now, and then just given your overall impressions? Obviously, Cortez Sapp had a really good spring, but do you feel like he's taken even a greater step this fall camp and throughout the summer?
Well, with my health, I feel good. I mean, it's hard to tell. Like if I was a normal person, I'm 100%. But it's hard to tell your football health until you actually go out there and start hitting. But I'm progressing like I should be, and I feel comfortable out there. I'm in no contact, but I'm not worried about anything happening to me right now. I feel fine. We're just gonna keep progressing to it. With Cortez, I definitely see him still picking up from where he left off in the spring. He's still developing. He's not making as many young guy mistakes as he would in the past or last year. I'm just anxious to see him keep growing and keep getting that confidence.
Jalen, another guy who seems to be Colton Jumper that is getting a lot of attention early on. Just what do you see out of him, and how big do you think his role could be on this defense?
Well, I've always been a big fan of Colton. He comes in, he works, he's athletic, he's smart. He's what a linebacker is supposed to be. And the way he's been playing like that since he got here. So that's what I expect of him. I can't speak on how big his role is going to be, but I know if someone goes down, I have no problem with him stepping in there and making plays for us.
Was there any difference you noticed in the team's approach this offseason, now so far this training camp, than in previous years with all the experience you have? How much of a difference is there? What's the biggest difference?
I think the maturity level was up. I think we all knew what to expect of each other. How to work. How to hold each other to the standards. That we've created here. This probably been the smoothest year as far as off season and transition and camp and all that, just because all the guys here have been through it, and I think the guys have done a great job bringing the young guys along and keeping the freshmen involved and teaching them the standards and expectations.
Along those lines, Jalen, then do you feel like you guys are already starting to accomplish more as training camp opens, or that you're further advanced than maybe at any points that you've been here because of that?
Yeah, I think so for sure. With the amount that we've been able to install defensively, the way the freshmen have been able to catch on to things we've done, it's been great. It's been fun for me to watch and see. Yesterday I didn't do as much because we're out there passing. So when I get to step back and see everybody play, I can definitely see improvements from the past years.
Jalen, you kind of made your mark your freshman year on special teams. A guy like Cortez McDowell's done that his first couple of years. Do you feel like he's capable of taking that step and being a real factor at linebacker this fall?
Yeah, I definitely have a lot of confidence in his skills. Like I said, we got competition at linebacker. There's only two of them. There's only two linebackers on the field, so it's hard to get out there. It's a great problem to have. So I know if one of us goes down, I don't have a problem with the backups coming in and stepping up and us depending on them.
Jalen, is it evident to you that with Coach Shute that the defense is going to be a lot more aggressive and blitz a lot more than it did previously?
Yeah, I think we'll be a lot more aggressive. We always talk about hunting the ball. That's kind of been our big word. And not just blitzing. We want to create more takeaways, create more TFLs, create more sacks. It's not all about blitzing. It's just a mindset of getting to the ball.
Jalen, being an older guy that's been through a lot, do you think it'll be easier when you're able to go full contact to kind of just be able to be yourself, that everything will be slow, that maybe a training camp isn't as important as it would have been 2 years ago?
Yeah, I definitely feel a lot more confident. Like I said, when I decided to come back, I knew this was a 12-month investment. We kind of joked about it. We called it a hard 12 when we decided to come back. So, all my mind's in the football. Camp doesn't bother me at all. Practice doesn't bother me. Meet doesn't bother me because I know it's an investment in myself, an investment in my teammates. So, with my experience and things like that, it doesn't really faze me as much anymore.
Jalen, I know there were a lot of guys out this spring, so you probably didn't have a good feel for what this defense was going to look like as a whole. Now that you've got everybody here, everybody back from surgeries and injuries and everything, do you have a much better feel for how good this defense is? Is this a more athletic group overall than you thought it might be?
Definitely. I think just up front with getting all those guys back that were injured in the spring, it's just been fun to watch them get after the quarterback up front, see the way they get to the ball. And even not with just the ones, you got Kyle Phillips, who's not going with the ones, but every day he's out there grinding, he's out there getting sacked, he's out there getting to the ball. And I can see them bringing combo along with him. And the competition down there is great. And then this conference is great when you have that defensive line depth. And even like with the young guys in the back end with Nigel and Balin and things like that, people like that, they've been all working. And, it's been exciting to see.
We're going to finish up with Steve and then Mike.
Just the way y'all start out the schedule this year, playing a couple bowl teams, App State, then Virginia Tech, and the Bristol game. When y'all have that kind of opponent, those kind of opponents to start out, how much does it help y'all in your preparation? Does it make y'all any more focused during training camp, or does that have any impact whatsoever in that regard?
I think the focus on training camp is always 110%. I don't think our opponents have pressured us into practicing a certain way or things like that. Like I always say, we focus on ourselves, and we haven't truly went to App State yet, but that would be our focus when we start going to that. We won't be worried about Virginia Tech or anybody else. We got to get to App State, and we got to handle them first, and that's our mindset.
I know that chemistry is really good and everybody's talking about all the love, but pretty soon you guys are going to put the pads on, and I guess some of the dynamics will change. What would be your advice for the freshmen as they go into that first week, and what do you remember from you into your first week of contact at Tennessee?
We just got to establish yourself as a physical player. That's what I told all the freshmen I talked to. I like to talk to a lot of offensive guys. So yesterday I talked to like Austin Pope and Brandon Johnson. I was just telling them, put your identity out there. I got to know that you're willing to put your face in there. And sometimes you might not win the rep, but as long as I know that you're not scared to go in there and get dirty, then that's what really matters.
Okay, thank you. We are going to have